Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Steve Breach coming to you here today. This is going to be a little bit of an update video on a video that I made earlier this week, talking about TNA putting Rhino and Bob Ryder into the Hall of Fame. That went down on the Bound for Glory. I think it actually happened on the pre-show. I guess they don't do the whole like kind of dinner ordeal, but the story came out today that WWE actually turned down the request from TNA. So I had made a video last week basically asking, like, why is Bob Ryder and Rhino going into the TNA Hall of Fame before AJ Styles? Why is there a lot of people that have gone into the Hall of Fame? I think that the Dudleys, I think that Sting, Kurt Angle, all of them really deserved the Hall of Fame spot. Even Gail Kim, Earl Hebner was a little weird, but he is one of the most notable referees of our time period to go in there. But AJ Styles is the name that made that place, and I think that's why they got a lot of the notoriety. Back in the day, people came because of the name Jeff Jarrett. I think one of the reasons why they stayed is because of guys like AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe, and for WWE and TNA to be having such a working relationship right now with Joe Henry working NXT, and Jordan Grace is bounced back and forth, as well as like WWE names going to TNA, wrestling on their shows. It just doesn't really make sense. I guess that TNA did ask WWE turned it down. They said that it had to probably do something with either a storyline or the injury. I still don't really understand the AJ injury on SmackDown. If it's a real injury, it's a real injury. The one part that really got me, that made me think that like maybe it is a work, that they're working up to something, was AJ in the back with the trainer. Most of those shots are like a pre-tape kind of situation. And how would they pre-tape the injury angle if the injury angle ended up being a real thing? So I'm pretty sure the match you get hurt in was with Carmelo Hayes. I don't really know. I haven't really seen where anything could be built up to something. If he was supposed to be already returning in that match and then he gets injured, are they going to be working some angle that AJ's like on his last run and he doesn't know how much longer he's going to hold up or something like that? The dude is jacked. He's bigger than he's ever been in his whole career. He's always put on great matches, so I don't really know what's going on there, but it is good to know that TNA actually is trying to put AJ into their Hall of Fame, give him a moment. He was a part of the Bound for Glory deal, so it's not like a part of me was wondering if AJ was the one who told WWE, like, no, I don't want to do that. That's not where I want to be. Like, maybe there's bad blood, that like they lowballed AJ at a point in his career when he was main eventing for them. It wasn't that they didn't want him to stay. It was that they kind of really couldn't afford him, and they were, restructuring things at the time. It was near the end of Dixie Carter. It was right after that Bound for Glory deal where he actually won the title. And it's funny that, like, I'm pretty sure he wins it in October and he's gone by like January. And I watched that show for like a month, being like, he's gonna come back, and then the word was out like, he ain't coming back, he's going to New Japan. And it was like, son of a bitch. Like, at least they gave him a hell of a run as like the guy who took the title from the Aces and Eights. But I don't know, he ended up going to New Japan, having really, really good matches. Nothing different than what he was doing for TNA, but I think maybe he had better opponents, that he was able to show it off. And then, the big discussion was if WWE would actually bring him in to work there. And so many people thought because of his age and not knowing the WWE style, he would have to go to NXT. How long would he be there? He's already so old. He's going to be older. And the guy has just been dynamite for them since he's been there. So I don't know how much longer AJ is going to be around in WWE, but cherish it all, man. I think the guys, it's kind of like when you think about, Kurt Angle. Most people think of Kurt Angle being like a WWE guy because he was there during the Attitude Era and stuff like that. But when you really think about it, his run in TNA was longer than it ever was in WWE. That's kind of weird to think about. But, AJ, he deserves to be a WWE Hall of Famer, but more than likely he deserves to be a TNA Hall of Fame, because I don't know if there would be a TNA today if it wasn't for him back then.